The UVA community is vibrant.
UVA is a place where students become their best selves.
UVA is where I found my community.
UVA is shaping my future.
UVA is my second home.
What you find unique about the Black community at UVA is a sense of pride, also a sense of connection. You also know that you've got someone who can have your back at certain points. Things get tough.
Sometimes you don't know when or how or why people are brought into your lives, but UVA has the ability to bring these people together and really put them in a place in your life when you need them the most.
The welcoming reception that we do for the Office of African American Affairs is really just an opportunity for us to kind of hype up the students and get them excited about coming to UVA and letting them see the Black students that are already at the university so that they can get a sense of the community that they're entering, but also just to let the parents know that we're going to take care of them and that we're going to be their home away from home.
The Source is an event that's held in the beginning of the year. It's a welcoming event for first years where we have all different Black CIOs to get together, and then after that we have a step show for everyone to enjoy. Just to observe Black culture, it's like everyone's first introduction. It's literally the source of everything on grounds.
So I'm a part of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and we do various things within the community. And one thing we do here at UVA is the Source, and we also have Blackout at the end of the semester. 3 big Black events we have are fashion shows. For example, we have FFC, Crave, and then Africa Day. And what they do is just a lot of different highlights of African American culture or just urban culture.
When first arriving to the University of Virginia, there are a few social hurdles when you're coming into a larger student body, but the Office of African American Affairs helps you transition socially and academically as seamlessly as possible, and it makes you feel comfortable and a sense of belonging once you arrive. One of the biggest challenges as a first year is finding the balance between work and play. No one else is going to be responsible for you and what you do in your work. Once you find your balance, you'll have a much smoother transition into your next few years at the university.
I teach a class called Foundations in Design Thinking. Students go through the entire process from beginning to end, coming up with a design and a concept and then sharing it with the world. Well, as an alumnus of the School of Architecture, I believe this is a great school to get a foundation that takes you throughout your journey of learning. It also provides you with the skills you need to succeed in the world at large. Being a Black professor here at UVA, you know that you're something larger, you're with something larger, you know that you're part of making a larger social change, and that you know your connections with people mean something more.
Living on the lawn for me is about reclamation. It's a way to honor my ancestors, to say that this is for you and I see what you built and I'm a part of what you built. And so not only do I want to honor it, but I want to build upon it and make the space my own and encourage other students to make this space their own, and to just not have these white pillars standing as a monument to what's been, but as a monument to what's going to be, and that can be very Black. I think it really starts with knowing your history and knowing where you've come from and understanding the legacy that your existence and your attendance at this university is built upon. And so once you understand that, then you can understand how you fit into that. And for me, for example, it's been telling those stories and for raising those voices. And so understanding the history of the ways that we've been systemically silenced at university spaces and in spaces in America, and sort of turning that on its head by speaking out. That's how I respond to history, and I hope other people do that too in their various mediums and fields. I think it's definitely on the people who live on the lawn to invite people into that space and to make it theirs. So for me, I feel like it's my responsibility to invite people in, and that's been Black Cinema Sundays, that's been holding auditions, that's been holding Bible studies twice a week, that's been having Friday dance parties where we do the electric slide in front of my room. And so, no one's gonna just say hey, this is your space. It's the residents' job to live that out and to put their voices out there and to invite people in. So that's what I'm here for, and I think there are other people who are gonna come and who have been here that feel the same way.
And the bottom floor is where being a member of the University Guide Service has been such a wonderful opportunity that I'm so blessed to have. I'm able to give tours to prospective Black students that might not see that representation here while they're on grounds. It also allowed me to learn more about the history of our school, which emphasized why we need more Black students and more students here to come and reclaim our grounds and to reclaim this dark history and to take it from what it used to be and to bring it more into the future, a future of progress and a future of reclamation. UVA has become my second home because I allowed myself to be uncomfortable. Because I believe that uncomfort brings growth. And all the times I've said yes to things that I'm not sure is going to happen, it's given me the best memories, and I'm so grateful for that.
If you are a Black first year coming into the university and you want to be involved, you will not have a hard time doing that. There's a lot of different organizations and spaces that give us a voice and a platform for each other, especially. There are groups like Black Student Alliance where you might expect to see more traditional advocacy, but then there's also groups like Black Monologues, and you can have a creative voice, or you can have a political voice, or you can have just a you voice and you're on Twitter. And the reason that works is because we have a small community and it's easy to kind of like stand on your own 2 feet. My perspective on August 11th, that was a lot to go through at the age of 18, but it changed me for the better. I think it changed a lot of people for the better, because in that moment, it became very clear to me that we have agency over where we're standing. And I saw people, all kinds of people, students, non-students, community members, standing in different places at this plaza. And that was very empowering for me, because at least I knew that I was standing in the right place, and like all kinds of people were standing in the right place when they didn't have to be.
One of the great things that I've seen in the evolution of our African American community at UVA over the years is the presence of African American students in every top leadership position at UVA. The current student member of the Board of Visitors, the current honor chair, which is one of our highest student positions, a UJC, University Judiciary Committee chair a few years ago, right? Co-chair of resident staff. You see African American students in virtually every student leadership position at this university.
BSA has a very large role on grounds. We're engaged with community initiatives, making sure that the issues not only of students on grounds are addressed, but also Charlottesville residents, political activism, as well as social engagements for students here. One thing that stands out to me about our Black community at UVA is the fact that we consistently have so much programming. We're very strong in presence. Black Ball is an event that's held every February. It's a formal event that was started back in the 1970s, and it came back to grounds in 2015. We started it just as a fun, formal event for Black students to get together and just celebrate being here at the university and their vibrancy. The dance floor is just energy. There's no other way to describe it. You have different groups of people interacting with each other. The dance floor is crowded, so you have no choice but to make a new friend. It doesn't matter who you're with. Everybody's your buddy.
How do you know that this is the right place for you? I honestly believe this is a process where you need to trust your gut. One, I think it's very important to visit, and I think you will know immediately when you step on those campuses where you can see yourself, thriving and being a part of that community. But really, this is a personal choice. This is a personal journey, and it's something that you need to trust yourself in making those decisions in order to find where you're going to spend your next 4 years.
Ridley is really endeavoring to bring the best and brightest African American students to the University of Virginia and to help ease that financial burden, and also to help provide excellent programming for not only the Ridley Scholars but other students at the university as well. There's just a lot of energy about Selections Weekend, from the opportunity to participate with a professor, to go to the banquet in the Rotunda dinner, to watch the fourth-year scholars be honored. It's just an exciting time, and it really helps students to know how wonderful the university is.
It's always very fascinating to me when I think about students when they were going through the admission process, and somehow dependent they might have been on their families to help them make decisions. And by the time they come to the fourth year, when it's time for them to step out into the world, they're ready. They have evolved. They have grown into their own, and it makes me very proud to be a part of that process.
And we need you here. This is the time. We need you as future designers, designers in law, medicine, anthropology, architecture. This is where we can make it happen. Dr. Carter G. Woodson said it best: to be miseducated is not the path. No one can take away your power once you have your education.
We are UVA.
We are UVA.
We are UVA.